Okay, the White House and top Democrats say they are not giving up on President Biden's Build Back Better plan after Senator Joe Manchin single-handedly derailed the thing. Democrats say he said one thing and did another thing, and they're coming for him hard now. Representative Pramila Jayapal chairs the Progressive Caucus. She said in the last hour over on CNN, you can't trust Joe Manchin and that he'll have to answer to the American people. The Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer vowing to still move forward with a vote on social spending package next year. He wants them on record. The House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, says she is not deterred at all by Senator Manchin's announcement.
This will happen. It must happen. And we will do it as soon as we can. I have confidence that Senator Manchin cares about our country and that at some point, very soon, we can take up the legislation.
He's a no. It sounds pretty definitive. In a radio interview yesterday, Senator Manchin blamed the breakdown in negotiations on the White House staff, but he didn't get into details. Listen.
This is not the president, it's the staff. And they drove some things and they put some things out that were absolutely inexcusable. They know what it is, and that's it.
We got to fight. If Democrats hope to pass the Build Back Better bill without any Republican support, they'll need all 50 Democratic senators, including Joe Manchin, who's a hard no. NBC's Sahil Kapoor now. Sahil, you know, it's so crazy to see this reality where this is done. Unless they do something, this is done. And yet they just talk around it like, oh, here we go. I don't understand it.
Shep, the bill currently does not have a pulse, and Democrats are scrambling to find some way, any way, to revive a version of it that reflects the original project. Now, there is some sort of a roadmap that Joe Manchin floated that could potentially include some of these programs on a significant level. That would mean funding them over a 10-year basis. That is his red line. He is not interested in provisions that expire over 1 or 2 or 3 years to lower the sticker price when in reality the actual cost would be much greater. There is a path to doing a package that includes universal pre-K, healthcare funding, subsidies for clean energy to combat climate change that are funded. Democrats have enough money to do that. So the question is whether Democrats are willing to make the painful sacrifices to win Joe Manchin's vote, because right now he is a Congress of one. They don't have a path to get this done without him. And there is some ray of hope in the fact that last night, according to 2 sources telling NBC News, that Joe Manchin spoke to President Biden hours after that very high-profile blow-up. It was described as a cordial call, and it was understood that the two will speak again. They could revive negotiations again after some rest and relaxation over the holidays, but the tension's going to have to subside. Everyone's going to have to cool their jets before this can legitimately come back together. Some programs like the child tax credit, for instance, and paid leave are almost certain to be removed from this bill because they simply don't have the money to get it done. One confidant of Joe Manchin, a friend and confidant of Joe Manchin I spoke to several hours ago, said the man does not hold grudges. This is not going to be about relationships, Shep. It'll be about policy, whether they get it done or not. It started to
sound kind of personal. I mean, a lot of them starting to sound personal, including Joe Manchin.
It did certainly for a while. But the thing about Joe Manchin, and as well as Joe Biden, based on what we know, is that they have a tendency not to hold grudges, and they have a tendency to get past these things. Whether they can ultimately come together and get a bill done that can hold the rest of the Democratic Party together remains to be seen. Shep.
All right. Thanks so much. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.